Hi everybody, Mrs. Renfro here. Today we're going to talk about how to add an interesting hook to your paper. So first, we want to create an interesting first paragraph. You know, your teachers have to read 80 of these papers and you really want to keep them interested because they don't just want to read the first one and be like, oh no, another paper, another boring paper. So you want to hook your reader in that first sentence. Okay? You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Just remember that. So what's important about an introduction? Well, an introduction should do the following things. Should capture the reader's attention. It should show initial feelings or opinions, and it should show the scope of the topic. What are you going to write about? What is your passion? Here's some general tips that a lot of kids do that I think are important to keep in mind. Remember, don't say too much in your first paragraph. You don't want to give away your whole paper right there. That's what the meat of your paper is for. Don't start your essay with a summary of what you're going to talk about. Just give them the highlighted main subtopics, and then create mystery or intrigue with your introduction. Here's what you should not do. You shouldn't do obvious statements such as, I'm going to discuss the causes of falling oil prices, or I'm not sure this is right thing, but it is my opinion. You know, something like that. Never start with the pronoun I. There are different ways you can hook your reader. For example, you could ask them a question. You could use a few choices of words. You could present a bold or challenging statement, use a teaser lead, or incorporate even a quote from something that you found while you're reading. Now, this is similar to what we did when we wrote narratives. You always have to hook your reader, not your leader. And these are some different ways to do it, especially with informational text. First, you can ask a question. When you're asking a question, make sure that it's a descriptive lead that draws in a mental picture. Have you ever been so cold, so frigid that you have stopped shaking, that you're unaware that your fingers and your toes and even your cheeks, that makes me intrigued right there. This one's a little bit trickier, but it could apply to some of your topics. Use just a few well-chosen words. Using 3 sentence fragments before a summary sentence paints a scenario. Okay? So you can read the one below. This one, if you want to do this one, it's more of a higher level one. Present a bold or challenging statement. I really like this one, especially with some of the topics that can be controversial or debatable. You want to present something bold and a statement that would challenge your reader's opinion. So shock the readers into reading your essay with a fact or maybe even statistic. Nearly 2 out of every 5 Americans will be involved in an alcohol-related traffic accident in their lifetime. So if you come from a family of 5, that means 2 of you. If you are sitting in a classroom of 20, that means 8 of you. Alcohol-related accidents are in your backyard. That would pretty much challenge my thinking about that topic, and I would be like, wow, I really want to read more. Use a teaser lead. A teaser grabs the reader's attention, but keeps him wondering what's going on. For example, I often wondered what goes into a hot dog. Now I know, and I wish I didn't. You can say that again. If you don't know what goes into a hot dog, and you like them, don't ever look it up. Incorporate a quote. I think this is a great way to start your paper, but you need to make sure that your quote is also applicable to your topic. So use a quotation that helps you convey or illustrate your point. So you really need to make sure that that quote, kind of hones in on what your topic is. Don't just do your favorite Shakespeare quote and be talking about moon landings. Those 2 things don't go together. Also, make sure that you include who said the quote. Here are some different introductions that might be good. It all began as usual with the Greeks. That was by Lance Armstrong. You can see down there. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.